grade. This is Mrs. Tidwell. We are continuing our study on nonfiction texts. Today's session is all about text structures and how they help us determine what is important. So for the last few days, I've asked you not to write while you read, to instead just take in the text. Starting today, you'll be using your notes as you read. And it's important to think about how you will take these notes and how you will determine what the most important information in the text is. What is worthy of being noted? And in some cases, the text itself can actually clue you into this. Today, I want to teach you that once readers move beyond previewing expository text to actually reading them, they often notice the way that text is organized. Expository texts have a few common structures: problem and solution, compare and contrast, cause and effect, and chronological. Readers, I want to show you how it can help you determine what is most important in a text if you recognize the way the text is structured. If you don't know the structure of a text, if you can't tell how it is organized, you often feel as if every bit of information is equally important. When you know the structure, though, it is almost as if you are given a way to highlight some parts of the text and skim past other parts. So instead of reading a text together, we're going to watch a video. This is a news clip. It's sort of like a newspaper article. Your aim while you watch this video will be the aim that most nonfiction readers have. You want to learn about this topic. You want to hold on to the most important information. As you watch this, I want you to record what you think, or write down what you think is the most important information. So if you don't have a piece of paper, I want you to pause this video and I want you to go get your notebook. If you do have your notebook, be prepared to write down what you think is the most important information in this piece. You ready? It'll go by quickly, so pay attention.
Is the pride of the Phoenix Zoo.
Well, I think they're beautiful.
Ian Gledhill, visiting from Canada, cannot take his eyes off the animals.
I'm surprised how white they are. That's really striking.
It's hard to believe the Arabian oryx was almost extinct. Overhunting and a threatened habitat thinned the herds in the Middle East. So the Phoenix Zoo took 9 of the animals in to save them.
We established the world herd here back in the early 60s, where most of the animals from the world were brought here.
The climate and the terrain in the Sonoran Desert is very similar to the Arabian Peninsula, where they are from. The Arabian oryx has thrived here at the Phoenix Zoo. In the past 45 years, there have been 239 births. Many of the babies went to other zoos, wildlife preserves, and back to the Middle East. Dan Sabatis and a team of zoo vets went to Jordan to see how they were doing.
Oh, we found a lot of fat and happy oryx over there.
There are now more than 6,000 of the animals in the world, and that's good news.
I think that's excellent that zoos like this can play a role in the preservation of animals.
The species survival plan benefits everyone, not just the Phoenix Zoo. Diane Ryan, Fox 10 News.
Get myfoxphoenix.com.
Is the pride of the Phoenix Zoo.
Well, I think they're beautiful.
Ian Gledhill, visiting from Canada, cannot take his eyes off the animals.
I'm surprised how white they are. That's really
Before we listen another time, I want to point out that you might say this text is organized in a boxes and bullets way, all about the orcs with main ideas and supporting details. But it may be more complex than that. I'd like you to dig deeper and ask yourself, how are the boxes and bullets organized? How do they go together? It helps to keep in mind some common text structures that nonfiction takes and some words that may clue you in. So I have this chart pulled up, and I want us to go through all the different structures. So it can be chronological, meaning that this expository text or feature is organized by a first, this happens, then this happens, and next, and after that, and finally, before, after, kind of like a story. Or it can be structured with there's a problem and then there's a solution. A problem is blank, a solution is blank. If we did this, then this would happen. Sometimes they can be structured as a cause and effect. And you'll see these key words pop up a lot. You know, this happened because of this, or since this happened, then blank. Reasons this happened were because of, etc. Also, nonfiction can be structured as comparing and contrasting. So finding differences, similarities, things that they have alike, but maybe they differ in some areas. So keep these in mind as we watch again. This time, expect to hear a clue early on that the piece is organized in one of these ways, and then try to take notes that are organized in a way that matches the way the text is organized. The video goes quickly, you know that. So open to a fresh page and be prepared to record your thoughts. I'm going to leave this up one more time. So again, you are trying to decide, how is this video footage structured? Is it chronological? Is there a problem and a solution? Cause and effect? Compare and contrast? And how would we organize our notes? I'm going to play it one more time.
Is the pride of the Phoenix Zoo.
Well, I think they're beautiful.
Ian Gledhill, visiting from Canada, cannot take his eyes off the animals.
I'm surprised how white they are. That's really striking.
It's hard to believe the Arabian oryx was almost extinct.
Okay, bingo. I want us to think about what they just said. Animals were nearly extinct. So what are you thinking? How is this text organized? The reporter just said something very important, that the orcs have been nearly extinct. Does this help you figure out how this nonfiction piece is organized? We're going to play the remainder of the video.
Overhunting and a threatened habitat thinned the herds in the Middle East. So the Phoenix Zoo took 9 of the animals in to save them.
We established the world herd here back in the early 60s, where most of the animals from the world were brought here.
The climate and the terrain in the Sonoran Desert is very similar to the Arabian Peninsula, where they are from. The Arabian oryx has thrived here at the Phoenix Zoo. In the past 45 years, there have been 239 births. Many of the babies went to other zoos, wildlife preserves, and back to the Middle East. Dan Sabatis and a team of zoo vets went to Jordan to see how they were doing.
Oh, we found a lot of fat and happy oryx over there.
There are now more than 6,000 of the animals in the world, and that's good news.
I think that's excellent that zoos like this can play a role in preservation of animals.
The species survival plan benefits everyone, not just the Phoenix Zoo. Diane Ryan, Fox 10 News.
I want you to think, look at your notes. How was this feature organized? Chronologically? Was there a problem and then a solution? Cause and effect? Or compare and contrast? Readers, most of you may be thinking that this is organized in a problem-solution structure. I heard your mental thoughts. The problem is that the Arabian oryx was nearly extinct, and the solution is the Phoenix Zoo create a habitat for them. Some of you even said the problem is a number of animals on the planet are going extinct, and the solution is that zoos are working to preserve endangered species. Make sure that your notes reflect this structure. Here's an example. So this was the first time that Jasmine watched the video. These are her pre-thoughts. The Phoenix Zoo saved Arabian oryx because they were almost extinct, now well populated. The second time, when we talked about structures, Jasmine realized there was a problem and a solution. She used these boxes to organize her thoughts. She listed the problem being the Arabian oryx habitat was threatened and they are becoming extinct. And then she named the solution. Phoenix Zoo took 9-inch lots of births, and now 6,000 Arabian oryx are in the world. The important thing is that when you are watching or reading an expository text and you know how it is organized, the structure helps you know what is most important. Let's try this again in our read aloud. Everything weather. I'm going to reread the passage droughts that you see in front of us. And when you think you might have a clue as to how this section is organized and how your notes might go, then I want you to give yourself a thumbs up. Again, these are the text structures. Is this droughts article structured chronologically? Is it problem and solution, cause and effect, or compare and contrast? Droughts are serious weather events. Droughts occur when an area does not get enough seasonal rain or snow melt. As a result, the area's water supplies shrink. Droughts can affect large geographic areas and have serious long-term effects on the land. We're going to pause there. Any guesses? How do you think this section is structured? You may be thinking about the causes of droughts and the effects of droughts. Now that we know the kind of mind work and note-taking this section is asking us to do, we're probably going to be reading to learn more about how droughts happen and what happens after they occur. I'm going to reread this paragraph and then read on. As I do, please take notes to show what you're thinking in a way that reflects the structure of the text. So I'm going to show you, before I reread, an example of Sophia. She has chosen that this article is organized in a structure of cause and effect. So we have droughts, and she has labeled C for cause. There's not enough rain or snowfall. That's what's causing the droughts. So then over here, she is listening, well, these are the effects because there's not enough rain or snowfall. So I want you to be thinking and jotting down your own notes and organizing cause and effects in your own way as I read this article again. Droughts are serious weather events. Droughts occur when an area does not get enough seasonal rainfall or snowmelt. As a result, the area's water supplies shrink. Droughts can affect large geographic areas and have serious long-term effects on the land. Droughts can dry up creeks, rivers, and lakes, kill trees, and ruin crops, gardens, and lawns. Drought conditions also make wildfires more likely when lightning strikes the dry ground. I want you to take a moment to think, what are the causes and the effects of droughts? Do your notes reflect Sophia's? Do we have a cause listed and then several effects of that cause? Readers, we have been accumulating strategies to add to our nonfiction reading toolkit. Strategies that can help you the rest of your life. Already this week, we have learned to read nonfiction well. We have to make a connection to the text we're about to read. We have to preview the whole text and predict how it might go. And now we are going to figure out the text structure and use it to determine importance. Is it chronological? Does it compare and contrast? Does it state causes and effects of those causes? Or is there a problem and solution? Today, I'm going to ask you to read your nonfiction differently. You're going to choose a book of your choice. As you read, try to discern how the text is structured. Is it chronological? Is it problem and solution? Is it cause and effect? Compare and contrast. I will also make sure that you have a copy of the common nonfiction text structures linked for you. As you read, use that text structure to help you learn from the text, to help you take mental notes. You have lots to do today. I would love for you to jot down your thinking as you read. Off you go.